For over a century, gasoline has ruled the roads with raw power and roaring engines. But now, electric hypercars are charging into the spotlight. Faster, cleaner, and more futuristic than anything before. In this video, we're putting them head-to-head. Electric vs gasoline hypercars. Which technology will dominate the next decade? From speed and performance to design and prestige, we'll uncover who's really holding the future of driving. And trust me, the winner may not be whom you expect. Before we hit the track, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell, because the greatest battles in the auto industry are just getting started. Performance and acceleration. When it comes to raw acceleration, electric hypercars have already claimed victory. The Rimac rockets from 0 to 60 in just 1.85 seconds, a figure that gasoline-powered machines simply cannot match due to the fundamental physics of internal combustion. Electric motors deliver maximum torque instantly, eliminating turbo lag and transmission delays that plague even the most advanced gasoline systems. The Spark Owl and Lotus Evija push similar boundaries, demonstrating that electric architecture offers inherent advantages in straight-line performance. However, gasoline hypercars still hold their ground in sustained high-speed performance. The Bugatti Chiron Super Sport and Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute are engineered for top speeds exceeding 300 miles per hour, something current electric hypercars struggle to achieve due to battery thermal management and aerodynamic efficiency at extreme velocities. Gasoline engines can maintain peak performance for extended periods on a racetrack without experiencing the power degradation that affects electric vehicles when batteries overheat. For track-focused driving where lap after lap consistency matters, gasoline still offers advantages that electric technology hasn't fully overcome. Range and refueling. Range anxiety remains the electric hypercar's Achilles heel. Most electric hypercars offer between 250 to 340 miles of range under ideal conditions, and that number plummets dramatically when driven hard. The Rimac Nevera's 340-mile EPA estimate can shrink to under 100 miles during aggressive track driving, while a Bugatti Chiron can cover similar distances on a single tank despite its thirsty W16 engine. For hypercar owners who actually drive their machines on long-distance rallies or road trips, this limitation is significant. Refueling infrastructure heavily favors gasoline. A gas station visit takes 5 minutes. Even the fastest DC charging stations require 30 to 45 minutes to reach 80% capacity. While hypercar owners typically have access to private charging infrastructure, the convenience factor during spontaneous drives or events cannot be ignored. Gasoline's energy density remains unmatched, packing approximately 100 times more energy per kilogram than current lithium-ion batteries. Until solid-state batteries or alternative chemistries emerge, gasoline maintains a substantial advantage in practical usability for extended driving scenarios. Environmental impact and regulations. Environmental regulations are tightening globally, with the European Union planning to ban new internal combustion engine sales by 2035 and similar policies emerging across California, Canada, and various Asian markets. These regulatory pressures will inevitably push manufacturers toward electrification regardless of enthusiast preferences. Even brands synonymous with gasoline performance like Ferrari, Lamborghini, and McLaren have announced electric hypercar programs, recognizing that legislative reality will shape their product portfolios. The environmental equation isn't as simple as tailpipe emissions suggest. Electric hypercars produce zero direct emissions, but their production carries substantial carbon footprints, particularly in battery manufacturing. A gasoline hypercar's lifetime emissions can be lower than an electric equivalent if the electricity grid relies heavily on coal or natural gas, though this balance shifts favorably toward EVs as renewable energy adoption increases. Additionally, the rare earth elements required for electric motors and batteries raise ethical questions about mining practices and resource availability. The environmental advantage of electric hypercars depends heavily on the entire life cycle analysis, not just operational emissions. Technology and innovation. Electric powertrains are advancing at a pace that gasoline technology cannot match. Battery energy density improves approximately 5 to 8% annually. Charging speeds are accelerating, and thermal management systems are becoming more sophisticated. Solid-state batteries promise to double current energy density while reducing charging times to under 10 minutes within the next 5 years. Meanwhile, gasoline engine development has plateaued, with engineers extracting diminishing returns from technologies like variable valve timing, direct injection, and turbocharging that have been refined for decades. The software-defined nature of electric hypercars enables continuous improvement through over-the-air updates. A Rimac Navara can receive performance enhancements, new driving modes, and refined power delivery characteristics without ever visiting a service center. Gasoline hypercars remain mechanically fixed after production, with modifications requiring physical hardware changes. This flexibility allows electric manufacturers to refine their products throughout ownership, creating vehicles that improve over time rather than simply aging. Additionally, electric architecture simplifies manufacturing and allows for more radical design possibilities, as engineers aren't constrained by the packaging requirements of large engines, transmissions, and exhaust systems. Cost and accessibility. Electric hypercars currently command premium pricing. The Rimac Navara starts around $2.4 million, while the Lotus Evija approaches $2.3 million. These prices reflect the expensive battery technology and limited production volumes that characterize the electric hypercar segment. Gasoline alternatives like the McLaren Speedtail or Ferrari LaFerrari commanded similar figures, but established brands benefit from economies of scale and mature supply chains that new electric manufacturers lack. As battery costs decline, expected to drop below $100 per kilowatt-hour within 3 years, electric hypercars should become more financially accessible. Maintenance costs tell a different story. Electric hypercars have fewer moving parts, no oil changes, simpler cooling systems, and regenerative braking that extends brake life dramatically. A Rimac requires minimal scheduled maintenance compared to a Bugatti Chiron, which demands engine-out services costing tens of thousands of dollars at regular intervals. Over a 10-year ownership period, the total cost of ownership for an electric hypercar could be significantly lower despite higher purchase prices. However, battery replacement remains an unknown factor, with pack longevity and degradation patterns still being studied in real-world conditions. Gasoline hypercars benefit from decades of established service knowledge and readily available parts, advantages that matter greatly to collectors and long-term owners. From the thunder of gasoline engines to the lightning-fast torque of electric power, the next decade will decide which hypercar reigns supreme. So, which side are you on? The roar of tradition or the silence of the future? Drop your take in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this Hypercar Showdown, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with a fellow car enthusiast. Until next time, stay curious, stay passionate, and remember, in the race for the future, only one can rule the road.